Arne Slot has just finished his press conference, and here are the main talking points. Starting with injuries, he couldn't tell us anything about Konate or Bradley. He basically said they're still being assessed and he'll have to wait and see if they'll be ready for the game or not. He said Trent is fit to start. He didn't mention Alisson, Jota, Elliott. Obviously, Elliott was on the bench last night. He was told that Bellingham said after the game that we are the best team in Europe currently. He says, well, if you look at points over the last 5 games, yes, we are the best team in Europe. But he said that sometimes winning the group stage games doesn't mean you're going to win the whole thing. And basically the best team in Europe will be whoever wins it at the end. He was asked if he thought that the Man City game was going to be easy because of their results. He said, I don't think anybody would have ever said over the last 5-6 years that playing Man City would be easy. The guy then changed it to easier, and he basically said no. He said Pep Guardiola, in my mind, is the best manager in the world, and he constantly comes up with tactics to better his side when he finds a problem. So yes, he's lost Rodri, but he was the first person to think of the inverted wing back. He was the first person of thinking of a centre back coming into the number 6 position. And Slot said, I'm certain he will think of something to get his team playing again. That's why he's the best manager, and that's why in the managing world everybody looks up to him. The first time he does it, you think he's crazy, then it works, and everyone else tries to get it into their team. He said that if you look at City's last few games, they're actually not as bad as everyone seems to think. The Feyenoord game was a freak. They were 3-0, completely in control, and the first 2 goals were very lucky. They were just unlucky goals, and then the third was momentum. He said when they played Brighton, they were 1-0 up, I think, and he said, and they could have been 2 or 3, and they ended up losing 2-1. And he said the same with even at Tottenham. The first 20 minutes, they could have been 2-3-0 up easy, but they just didn't put their chances away. He said on another day they would have, and we wouldn't be talking about it. He was asked about how other teams are complaining about injuries, and Liverpool seem to have a lot of injuries, but Slot doesn't seem to be using them as excuses. He said, well, while you win, you don't need to find excuses. If we started to lose, then I may sit here and tell you that we haven't got the players that we need, or I'm kicking off at midday on a Saturday, or we've had international duty. But while we're winning, I don't need to think of any of those things. He was asked if he thought Kelleher will want to leave or be happy with being number 2 when Alisson is back, because that is what Slot has said. When Alisson is back, he will be number 1. And Slot said, I would find it strange if any player wanted to sit on the bench. He said Kelleher and also lots of other players, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Nunes at times, all of them have been happy to do their job, which is to play when they're asked to play. He said, I can't tell you what's going to happen in the summer or next year or what players are going to think then. He said, but right now Kelleher has been the ultimate professional. When he's asked to come in, he has done a fantastic job. And when he's had to sit on the bench, he's been happy to. I honestly didn't think we'd play as well as we did last night. And I was a little bit scared that we may lose to Madrid because of what's happened in the last however many years. I also think Man City are going to massively up their game. Nobody comes to Liverpool and plays badly, really. And I think City will really come and play probably the best they've played in a long time. However, with the momentum of last night, and if we can recreate that on Sunday, no one stops Liverpool if they play like they did last night. So I'm actually going to say that we're going to win 2-1. Please like, please repost, please follow if you don't already. Come on, you Reds.